Are your favorite foods to die for? I'm sure that you've heard the saying that something is so good it's to die for. But are we starting to take that too literal? One person that reminds me that my favorite foods are not worth dying for is my cousin. My cousin lost his lower leg. I didn't realize this until a few years ago. It turned out he lost his leg due to overconsumption of sugar, leading to developing diabetes untreated. So he had to get his leg amputated because he went so long ignoring the condition. It all made sense once I realized he lost his leg due to diabetes, because growing up I used to see him drink 2 liters of soda every day, or at least every other day. So after years of doing that, it was only a matter of time before his health caught up to him. So that brings me to my discussion, which is my cousin is a constant reminder of the unresolved public health issue that's going on nationally and globally, which is diabetes. I'd like to discuss diabetes, a cause of it, and a solution, and this may have helped my cousin in his situation. So what's going on is an epidemic of diabetes in many countries across the world, in countries like Mexico, Argentina, Chile, and of course the United States. I bring these countries up because they are the top 4 countries in soda consumption, ranging from 137 liters of soda per capita per year to 155 liters of soda. So it's no wonder these countries are dealing with the diabetes epidemic. And the reason why this epidemic is becoming a concern is because there are many factors contributing to diabetes, not just the overconsumption of sugar. But overconsumption is one thing that we can control, of how much we put into our body and the products that this sugar is in. So overconsumption has become such a problem because there are no laws or policies put in place to deter or even protect people from consuming so much of this addictive product. I refer to it as an addictive product because there have been studies shown on rats that sugar can create the similar cravings, addictions, and withdrawals as well-known human-use addictive drugs. And with those addictive qualities coming from sugar, and the average American consuming 70 grams of sugar a day, it's only a matter of time before our healthcare system is overwhelmed dealing with the consequences of this overconsumption of an addictive product. But in places where they have managed to pass laws and policies, mega corporations are preventing enforcement by influencing local government and elected officials. This is current, especially in places like Mexico, where they do have bans and taxes on soda products to address this epidemic of diabetes. But Coca-Cola is such a huge corporation that there's allegations of them copying the same strategies as big tobacco and alcohol companies, which they used to do is just hide the truth about the use of their products and the long-term effect of it. So hiding the truth is what got these companies in so much trouble, and Coca-Cola should be in the same trouble for it. Tobacco products have Surgeon General warnings about health risk, and there have been increased taxes on tobacco and alcohol products. And I think these requirements should be the same for sugary food and beverages. The increased taxes on alcohol and tobacco products have shown to decrease the consumption of it. And I witnessed this firsthand growing up, when it started with my father quitting smoking when I was a child. And then later on, my brothers ended up quitting smoking because cigarettes were just becoming too expensive due to the taxes that were put onto them. And to them, frankly, it just wasn't worth, funding that addiction. And I also remember a time when my grandpa came to visit me in Washington State, and he was used to the alcohol tax in Oklahoma, and he came to Washington State, and once he saw the cost of alcohol after the tax was added, he also thought it just wasn't worth it either. So with the epidemic of diabetes becoming a pandemic and an economy built on consumerism, it will take more than just one solution for us to solve this issue. There are studies being done showing that increased taxes on sugary products showed a correlation of decrease in consumption, and studies on alcohol and tobacco have shown the same thing. So this proves that if and when these taxes are put into place and enforced by local government and law enforcement, people and consumers will have to ask the question, is this product even worth it? But for these changes to take place, it must start with the companies that are controlling the product and influencing the local government and elected officials. So governments need to start going for the head of the snake, which is the corporate giants like Coca-Cola. I bring up Coca-Cola because I listed the top four countries of soda consumption, and in those countries, Coca-Cola is the number one consumed soda product. So by going after big companies, it shows that the health of the public is of more importance than the economic contribution that these big companies make. So it's time for us to recognize sugar and diabetes as a national health concern and treat it the same way as we do alcohol and tobacco, and recognize the dangers that come with overconsumption and chronic use that lead to chronic conditions which stress our healthcare system in the long run and end up costing us more money and stress on the financial system dealing with these consequences. And as I mentioned, it will take more than one solution to solve this problem. So there are generations of work to be put in, but it must start with implementing a tax on these products to prevent those who are new or continuing users to ask that question of, is this product even worth using after increased prices and taxes on it?